everybody, my name is Eric.
And I'm Andy Hernandez.
And we both play HeroClix here at Petrie's Family Games. Today, we are going to be doing a special opening for you guys. We're going to be opening some of the new set, Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary. Today we're going to be opening not one brick, but two. We're doing this because Petries is going to start doing
Singles.
We're doing this because Petries is going to start selling singles here at the store. So everything that we open here today is going to be sold here in the store. So if you see something cool, something you need to have, you can come on down and pick it up. But let's talk a little bit first about this set. This set is obviously honoring the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman, and I think they've done a pretty good job with this one.
I would definitely agree.
Some of the sub-themes of the set are Teen Titans, Justice League, Secret Society of Supervillains, the Gods of Olympus, and the Lanterns, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically someone did the math already, and they found that about 80% of the figures in this set have direct correlation with Wonder Woman, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of sets can say those things. So, a brick comes with 10 booster packs. In addition to that, every brick of current sets, both the last set and this one, come with what's called a legacy card. We'll talk more about those a little bit later, and we'll even open one up to show you what it is. But let's get to cracking. It will be edited out, don't worry. So as we're opening these figures, we're going to be showing off some of them in the mini view over here on the left-hand side of the screen. So you can get a better look at both the figure and the card. So I'm going to go ahead and crack open the first booster right now. And we have got some pretty cool stuff. We've got our titular character Wonder Woman there. We've got a DMA agent generic. We have Wonder Woman's nemesis, the Cheetah. We have the personal chef of Themyscira and the Justice League, actually, Ferdinand, who's a really big figure there. And then we also have Miss Martian, which falls into that Teen Titans sub-theme that we were talking about. They're pretty cool figures right there. I want to go ahead and talk about a couple of these real quick. Most importantly, Ferdinand and Miss Martian. We can talk about a couple others here later. So let's go ahead and start with Miss Martian because she's right there. Miss Martian has the Titans Reborn trait, which basically says when she's given a move action after resolutions, she can use the Titans team ability for free, which is really good if you need to heal one of your figures that has the Teen Titans team ability. In addition, she has mind control, and when she moves, if she moved 4 squares or yet less, she can use it as a free action, giving her a lot of utility when moving and using mind control. Also, you might notice there on the last click of her dial, she's got a stop click there, making her pretty immensely powerful. Really good figure at 70 points.
Definitely.
Next one I want to briefly talk about is Ferdinand. Not just because the sculpt is awesome, because, I mean, seriously, it's a ridiculous sculpt. Look at this thing. Anyway, Ferdinand has a really cool ability where he can actually heal friendly characters without needing to actually, make a support roll or anything like that. Just says power, choose an adjacent friendly character and roll a d6. heal that character equal to half the result. So not only can he heal people, but he's actually a fairly competent attacker also at 30 points.
Oh, wow.
He's also got the brand new Wonder Woman team ability, which means he always has super senses. Very, very cool. Not a bad booster to start the unboxing.
Okay, I'll be opening the next one. Oh, do you want to briefly talk about the UPCs?
Oh yeah. So one thing to note, and kind of important about this set, is that WizKids has gone ahead and done a UPC redemption for convention exclusives, unreleased convention exclusives. And go ahead and open your boosters from the top, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to save 20 of the UPCs. You can send them into WizKids, and they will send you back a convention exclusive from the 2020 canceled tournament season. Thanks, COVID.
So the first one I want to talk about from the booster that I opened is going to be the figure in the rare slot. It'll be right here, and it's going to be Cassie Sandsmark from the Teen Titans. Really cool. It's another Teen Titan in the set, like Eric had mentioned earlier. Or I guess it's better to put it like this. So Wonder Girl has some pretty cool abilities. She's also got the Wonder Woman team ability, meaning that she has super senses all the time. And she also has a special trait that allows her to start with the Lasso of Truth, which is awesome because characters that can start with equipment are always nice. And then she also has that Titans Reborn trait. So a lot of cool stuff with Wonder Girl. Take a look at the back of the card here. And those are some pretty good numbers for a 75-point figure. Really, really good. Also from this booster, we'll just slide them over here. We've got an Allied soldier from the World War II. We've got Artemis, who's another really great Amazon. We got Medusa, and we got Cersei. All really cool, solid characters.
Something I want to add in here is that this set is kind of chock full of generics at the common slot, which is really great because you do have those Allied soldiers, you have the DMA agents. We're going to be seeing some Amazon warriors that are generic as well. I've gone ahead and opened my next booster, and we can go ahead and talk about a few of these. I got if I can get it out real quick, sorry.
Oh, awesome.
I got a uncommon Mary Shazam, which is pretty fantastic. I've got a Amazon of Bana Migdal, another one of those generics that we were talking about. Common Sergeant Steel. I've got the God Apollo, who's really fantastic also. And then our rare in this booster is the Silver Swan. So I want to talk a little bit about both Mary Shazam and Silver Swan real fast. So there are a couple different versions of Mary Shazam in the set. This one is the one in the uncommon slot. She's a little bit cheaper at 100 points, but she has this wonderful, cool charge power that says when she uses charge, this turn she has free and is able to target through adjacent bases, make a ranged attack that deals 1 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. So basically what she's able to do is she can charge in and then perhaps shoot at someone behind the character that she charged to, which is pretty cool. And for 100 points, you get the JLA team ability, which increases her movement. In addition, you have a slew of really good powers. She's got enhancement on there, damage reducers. At the end of her dial, she has probability control. Just a really, really solid point-and-click 100-point character. Also, the sculpt ain't too bad either. We're also going to talk very quickly about the rare in the booster, which is Silver Swan, a classic villain there. She has a trait that says Experimental Nanites. When Silver Swan is targeted by Outwit until its duration expires, she can't use any of her powers and can't make ranged attacks, which is kind of a caveat, considering when you see this character's point value, you'll be like, oh, well, that makes sense. She also has giant reach of 2, blades, claws, and fangs, and a free action. If she was not attacked or has been placed this turn, she can make a close attack using blades, claws, fangs. Now, that's really, really great. And what's even crazier about Silver Swan is that she is only 40 points. So you have someone with a potential 6 damage with 11 attack on their first click. They can do it again the next turn. It's pretty nuts if you position her correctly, and with correct placement, she can deal a lot of damage for not a lot of point investment.
Yeah, that giant reach is huge, so you can just run her in, and if you happen to KO the character you're next to, you may not have to move, and you can get that free attack your next turn. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm pulling out my booster now. Oh, sweet, we got our first super rare.
All right. So,
pull her out real quick.
Looks like our super rare in this booster is Grail, who's a fairly new character to DC Comics. Grail is actually the daughter of Darkseid.
Oh. She appeared during the Justice League Doom War.
Mm-hmm.
The New Gods and all that. There's a lot of stuff popping off in the DC Cosmic Universe at the time. It's during the New 52 run. Right there.
Yeah,
that works. All right. So this one, she has the Amazon and Apocalypse keywords, which makes sense considering she's Darkseid's daughter. She's got a really cool charge ability. So if you run through characters, you can choose a character that you ran through and then place that character next to Grail at the end, which is really awesome. Really helps get those sneaky characters out of stealth and whatnot.
That's right. I actually I played against this figure at our pre-release event here at Petrie's, and I got bopped pretty badly. She's no slouch. She has 2 starting lines. She comes in at 100 or 75 points. That 75-point starting line is just brutal. So what else did we get in this booster?
Of course, it's a DC set, so you have to have a Batman. Got a Batman doing a sweet kick right here. Right there. Really cheap. I think he's, like 60 points? It's really cool. We've also got a Harley Quinn with the Lasso of Truth. Another DIA agent, which is awesome. DMA, my bad. I was about to say, I just got training from the DIA. And another Amazon Warrior right there.
Fantastic.
Pretty solid booster, some generics, and Batman's always cool. No bias.
One thing to note that's pretty cool about this Batman, by the way, is 2 things. One, he has the Amazon keyword, which it synergizes really well with the set because there's so many Amazons. But there's also a new mechanic in this set, which is the Captain, Ally, and Sidekick mechanic. We have the Sidekick word right there on the DMA agent. Some characters in this set allow their sidekicks to do very cool things. For example, this Captain, Batman, allows friendly sidekicks to use stealth. So if you have Batman on your team, and you also happen to field someone like a DMA agent, and there's other sidekicks that we'll probably see here when we open boosters up, they can use stealth in addition to anything else that they do. So very cool feature there with that Batman. Really good common. Alright, my booster. I can feel something rattling around in there, which is usually a good sign. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so we got a common Minotaur. The sculpt might look familiar to Ferdinand, but this is a more generic one there.
We've got our fatality.
We have a figure that kind of fell off its base here. Not a big deal. A little bit of super glue, but we've got a Wonder Woman's best friends. It's all the way in the Golden Age days. We've got Etta Candy. Not the first time she's been made into a click, though, which is really good to know. We've got Wonder Woman's sister, Nubia. We have an Amazon Warrior generic. Talked a lot about those. This generic happens to have the sidekick ability that we were talking about just a second ago. But our big winner of this booster is the Super Rare Prime, which is Black Lantern Wonder Woman.
So if you don't mind, Eric, I'll take this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So, my background, I'm a really big fan of the Jeff Johns run of the Green Lantern, and this Wonder Woman is absolutely awesome. So during the Blackest Night storyline, because Wonder Woman had died previously in continuity, the Black Ring brought her back to life, or basically took her over, almost like a zombie, and turned her into a Black Lantern. So this is super awesome, but she brings a new thing to the Black Lanterns. Previously they hadn't done this, but now she starts on click 4. I'll flip it over here so you can see. She starts on click 4, and as she attacks with close, she builds up and gets more abilities and stronger stats. So she's like a vampire if you've ever played some of the older sets with those in there. And then also, there's another Wonder Woman in the set that comes with the sword, and then she gets basically really, really powerful while she has the sword. She deals penetrating damage, which is just going to help her heal, and it's awesome. Really, really cool figure.
Also, kind of worth noting is that the Super Rare Prime might be the rarest figure in the set.
Yep.
And I say that very seriously in that this Wonder Woman is pretty nuts, pretty high in demand, and will definitely be going in the glass case here at Petrie's Family Games if you want to pick this one up. She's a beaut.
Very cool.
So we're gonna put that one right up front and center. Definitely one that we're gonna keep tabs on right there. Go ahead and go with our next booster. What do we got?
Alright, so out of this booster, we've got a rare, it's the commons and uncommons, but don't let that deter you, because these figures are actually really good. So the rare slot is going to be Hippolyta, the Wonder Woman's mother and Queen of the Amazons. We've got Jason, another one of the gods from the god/deity sub-theme. We've got Diana Prince, who has shifting focus. She can turn into some of the other Wonder Womans from the set.
Comic buffs might recognize this Diana as the one that was, she got a costume change in the 70s, and this is kind of what she hung out in a lot of the time.
And then for our last two figures, we've got German Soldier, which is another generic, which this one in particular has synergy with Ares. Really, really cool figure. Hopefully we see one today. And then last but not least is Steve Trevor. So Steve Trevor is another one of those captain figures, I believe, and his leadership roles can create the allied soldiers, which is really cool. So having a lot of extra generics is a really good thing with this set, so getting generics is always a good thing.
So there's our Steve Trevor.
Yep. Gives friendly sidekicks energy shield deflection, which is great, and then that's the trait I mentioned before with the allied soldiers.
Yep, so if you
Cool.
if you play your cards right, you can start bringing in more of the allied soldiers, which I don't know if you can recognize, but the sculpt looks a little familiar. That's okay, though.
He actually looks like the Earth 1 version of the Steve Trevor.
Yes, he does.
Pretty cool. And then just to show it off, here's the Hippolyta. So she's also a captain, and she gives friendly sidekicks steal energy, but with close or range attacks. Wow, that's actually pretty good. And then the leadership ability creates Amazon warriors, or the Bana Migdal.
Yep. Well, we actually just opened up both of those generics, so
Yep.
that's good.
So very cool figure. If you're running an Amazon team, she looks pretty good. You'd want to run her.
And
sure.
And she's only 60 points. She's incredibly potent for her point cost. You'll see that a lot with a lot of the uncommons and rares in this set. But yeah, she's a good one too.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right. We've got 4 boosters left in this first brick, and then we will crack open the next one. But we've already gotten some crazy stuff out of here. Let's hope the trend continues. Okay, so we've got another generic Minotaur. Always good to have.
Bruh.
Okay, so we've got another generic Minotaur. You can, be best friends with this one. They're fantastic. We've got another Batman, which we talked about earlier. No need to go over Batman again. We've got another Jason that we just showed in the last booster. We have a rare in this pack, which is the Devastator. I'll talk briefly about him. But we also opened our first Chase figure. So we'll start with our rare, and then we'll go into our Chase figure. Not to keep anyone in suspense, but it's pretty cool. So Devastation is a deity from the... I actually think this is from New 52 also. But he has a very cool Quake power that basically says, when Devastator uses Quake, give each character a Shaken token. Characters with Shaken tokens can't have their combat values positively modified. When a character with a Shaken token hits, remove all of their Shaken tokens, and that power is protected by Outwit. So basically, you can go in there, Quake a bunch of people that you know are probably going to hit pretty hard, and then they can't have their values positively influenced. This includes things like combat reflexes and energy shield deflection, as well as being targeted by Perplex. He's 85 points, which is kind of beefy, but he has some really big damage reducers up at the top of his dial. He also has the Mystic's team ability, so whenever he's hit, characters that hit him are going to take some feedback damage. Pretty potent figure. 85 points, has the deity and mystical keywords, which are very popular keywords. And then we're going to talk about our chase, which is from the Secret Six to the Commissioner. Briefly show off his sculpt there on the main camera there. The Commissioner is probably who you think it is. It is Jim Gordon. There are two chase sub-themes in this set. One of them is the Secret Six, and one of them are the Lantern Corps. But this is the Commissioner. He has the Secret Six trait, which all of the other Secret Six chases do. It says Outwit. The Commissioner modifies his attack +1 when attacking one or more characters with a shared keyword. He's got a lot of them. If there are 6+ friendly characters with the Secret Six keyword on your force, opposing characters can't use Protected Outwit or Safeguard Outwit, which means things like the Cosmic Energy team ability. That doesn't do anything anymore if you have 6 of these guys on your team. Also, Rookie, light him up. Once per game, you can generate a Rookie bystander, and it gains the Police keyword. The stats for that guy is right back there. The Rookie, of course, is the Batman mech that Jim Gordon was running with for a while a few years ago. This is it, old friend. Do or die time. Power. Choose an adjacent friendly character that shares a keyword with the Commissioner. The chosen character can make an attack using its printed combat values after resolutions. If they missed all targets, give them an action token. This is one of the coolest powers in the set, in my personal opinion, because it basically allows you to let someone who could hit really, really hard hit again. The Commissioner is definitely one of the more sought-after pieces in the set. He has the Underworld and Police team abilities. He comes in at a whopping 50 or 25 points. Wow, what a figure to open, man.
Crazy, crazy, crazy figure.
So this one is also going to be available. We're going to put him right front and center as well. And yeah, wow, what a brick so far.
Some really good stuff. Alright, I've got some bubble wrap here. Looks like we've got a Minotaur, some Wonder Woman, Donna Troy. And for our rare slot, we've got a Cersei.
Different Cersei, mind you.
Put her in front of the camera real quick. Put the card right here.
So Cersei says here, the power of all 3 Wonder Women combined. Cersei may start the game with any Wonder Woman equipment attached. Now we don't have any opened yet, but there are, what, 4 of them?
We've got the suit of armor, the bracelets, the sword,
and the lasso of truth.
And the lasso of truth. So 4 total.
So she can begin the game with any of them. Hopefully we'll see one here soon. In addition, she's got a more brutal approach. Once per turn, when she KOs an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, you can either heal her 2 clicks or make an attack. So you can follow up something really devastating with something even more devastating. 75 points for that. Starts the game with probability control.
Ooh.
Pretty good figure, actually.
Yeah, Mystics and Wonder Woman team abilities on top of that. Very nice. And then I'll just quickly show off the other figures that came. This is the Common Wonder Woman, the number 1 of the set. Pretty solid, pretty solid. She also has the trait right here, where she can begin the game with an equipment. So that's pretty good. You're going to see that with all the Wonder Womans. I mean, it's about her, so
That's
lots
right.
of Wonder Womans. And then this one has the shifting focus ability. So you can change this Wonder Woman out for a different Wonder Woman, which is pretty cool if you need a different set of abilities or something.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be your close attacker, where the rare Wonder Woman that has the shifting focus is your ranged attacker.
Yep. Real quickly, the Donna Troy, another one of the Teen Titans, with the Titans Reborn trait, and she also has the trait of starting with equipment. She can start with the bracelets. Really, really cool. Really great for your Teen Titans teams. She has Empower, so she starts off with a lot of close combat abilities, so you can get in fast. And then Empower increases your damage for close attacks. So you can have all of your other close attackers on your Titans team come in and do some extra damage. Really, really cool. And this is the A version. Let's show that real quick. She's the 31A, so this is there is a prime of her that is also very good. And then last figure that we haven't seen yet is Antiope.
Antiope, actually.
Oh, woo!
Antiope, which is another one of the classic Amazons.
Right here, she's got the Captain keyword, and then she has friendly sidekicks can use probability control, but only when they are targeted with a range attack. So it's really, really awesome. The sidekick and captain function in this set is very, very good. It really designed to help keep your figures alive, and that's awesome. Really makes use of all your sidekicks and things like that. So everything has value in this set, which is what you love to see.
That's
real quick,
right.
show off the back. She's got enhancement, so you can leave her in the back with her 6 range and have her supporting other range attackers, which is always great.
Okay, so the next booster we have opened another Etta Candy. So in case you missed the first one. We've got my favorite character in all of comic books, which is Superman. Kal-El there. He's kind of a brute in this set. We'll show it off. We've got Gorilla Grodd, which you might be thinking to yourself, man, Gorilla Grodd's a Flash villain. Why is he in this set? Well, they did a storyline where Gorilla City and Themyscira formed an alliance. So he played a part in that. Here's an unclicked figure, Nemesis, another, I think, New 52 Wonder Woman character. And our rare, it's funny, we were just talking about this, is the rare Shifting Focus Wonder Woman, who comes with the Lasso of Truth. So let me go ahead and open that up, and we will show those things off real fast. So here we have, so there's the lasso, and here's Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman has Princess of Themyscira. She may start the game equipped with any Wonder Woman item. So funny enough, she comes with the lasso, so we're going to start with that. She also has the Shifting Focus ability, which allows her to swap with the common Wonder Woman until they make more Shifting Focus Wonder Woman. She also has a damage power that says, I will hold them. Unique modifier. Opposing characters within range modify defense -1 for each action they have. Now, please note, that doesn't require line of fire. So she can actually really, really reduce defenses on opposing characters. She's got the Wonder Woman team ability, also clocking in at 75 points, and she has that damage power throughout her dial. So something to help with her power set is the Lasso of Truth. That gives her Incapacitate with a range of 4 as a free action. When this character uses it, if they have the Wonder Woman team ability, each opposing character adjacent to the original target also becomes targeted. So, if your opponent has a cluster of figures all put together, you can use a free end cap to give all of them 1 action token. It's pretty cool, kind of circumstantial, but it's a very cool power to have, and you can use that with just about any Wonder Woman that you pull from this set.
Very, very cool. Very, very good dial for the 75 points. And then something to note also about the Lasso of Truth and the other Wonder Woman objects. If you find that you need a different object for a situation, this bottom part of this trait here, or the description, is free, and basically switch it out for another Wonder Woman object.
from outside the game. So you don't even have to declare it at the beginning of the game. You can just bring it in, which is really fantastic.
Alright, I've got our last booster from this brick, and personally, I'm very excited because this is one of probably the goofiest and coolest Green Lanterns to be out there. This is going to be Chip, who's basically a Green Lantern chipmunk squirrel thing. Really goofy character.
You know, this is actually a fan favorite Green Lantern character that I don't think had been clicked before, or if he has, it's been really, really a long time since they brought him in. So go ahead and what does he do?
So Chip is really, really cool. He's in one of the newer Green Lanterns that they designed for this set. So this set, there are Green Lanterns that can generate constructs. If you've been playing the game for a while, you may remember the ones they gave out during War of Light. These ones are a bit different. We don't have any on hand, but these are basically like Pogs, or almost like other characters, but they're considered constructs. So you see here, he can create a green construct for free, and I think there's 2 in the set. There's a Spotlight and there's a Catcher's Mitt.
Yep.
Each one comes with a super rare and a chase respectively, and just really, really cool. He's got the Green Lantern team ability, which allows him to carry 8 figures at once, which is just crazy. Take a look at his powers. He starts off with telekinesis and probability control, which is huge. Telekinesis, once you've carried those 8 characters, you can throw one up into a better spot to get some attacks in. And then probability control is just one of those powers you always kind of want to have. Comes in at 35 points and 6 range, which is really awesome. So very, very good figure.
Yeah, as far as what we've pulled in this brick with the 3 super rares and one of the more sought after chases in the set, I'd say this first brick was definitely a winner. But that's not all that you opened. What else did you get?
So we've got the Common Huntress here, which is pretty cool.
She's actually also a sidekick. Although some people don't really like the fact that Helena's a sidekick in this set, but she's she can benefit from all of those really cool powers that the captains give.
Which also of note with this, so she has 4 range with 2 lightning bolts, and you might be asking yourself why, because she starts off with charge. However, with the new rules, if you have 2 lightning bolts, you can target 2 people with close attacks. So even though she has, so you can charge in and attack 2 characters at once, which is really, really awesome. That was a really great change they did for the game. Comes in with Batman Family and Birds of Prey and Gotham City keywords, which I know there's a lot of Gotham City and Batman Family, so that's awesome. Really neat addition to those teams. We've got Gorilla Knight, which goes really well with Gorilla Grodd and the other gorillas in the set.
If we happen to open up the uncommon, one of the uncommon primes, you'll see that the Gorilla Knight actually synergizes really well with that as well.
Yep. And then, so for 20 points, you get a close attacker with Close Combat Expert, which is just ridiculous. So 11 attack for 3 damage, which is just absolutely insane from a 20-point figure. Really, really great. And then I don't think we've seen this one yet either. It's going to be Sergeant Steel. You might be looking at him, he's got no keyword or no named keywords, and you might be thinking, well, what's the deal? He's a captain, he's got police team keyword, which is going to be huge, especially with the commissioner, who is also police. The police team ability makes it easier to attack other characters with ranged attacks, and then you can choose to make other sidekicks police team ability, which is just awesome. So really, really, really cool niche figure. Flip him over. It's got running shot, 6 range, and leadership. Leadership is very important to the game now that the rules have changed, because you're only allowed 3 actions in any point game unless you have leadership. So that extra action is going to be huge in some games. Comes in at 60 points or 40 and does both of those things that I had mentioned earlier. Really, really great figure for police teams.
Cool. Alright, so that's actually our first brick. Just to recap, we pulled 3 super rares. We pulled Chip, Green Lantern Corps. We opened Grail, Daughter of Galactus. And we opened the Darkseid, my bad. And then we opened up the super rare Prime Black Lantern Wonder Woman in all of her glory. In addition, we opened up Jim Gordon, the Commissioner, the chase figure from the Secret Six. What a first brick. So Give us just a second. We're going to clean up here real quick and start on the second brick. All right, folks, we are back for brick number 2. Let's go ahead and start cracking. Okay, so first brick here, we've got the rare Circe. We did talk about her with the last brick, so we're not going to really go into that one here. We got uncommon Gorilla Grodd. I'll speak about him. Another uncommon Steve Trevor. We have another Cheetah, which is a common, and another wonderful generic, which is an Amazon of Banamigdal. So let's briefly talk about Gorilla Grodd and why he's kind of ridiculous for being only an uncommon figure. So Gorilla Grodd here, he has got a trait that says it's time the humans learn that apes are their superior. Unique modifier, if Gorilla Grodd is on a theme team, friendly characters with the animal keyword modify attack +1. Now you might say, hey, I don't know if there's a lot of animal figures. Well, in this booster alone, we also have the Cheetah, who has the animal keyword. We've also opened up Minotaurs and other gorilla generics. So also he has leadership mind control. When Gorilla Grodd uses leadership and succeeds, you may instead generate a Wonder Woman Gorilla Knight on click number 1. Now by itself that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you see that his dial is 10 clicks long with some Mastermind up at the top for 150 points, this character is really going to shake things up in constructed games where he has the ability to shine. His keywords that include things like Gorilla City, Injustice League, Legion of Doom, Secret Society of Supervillains, Animal and Ruler, they're really, I mean, he's got a lot of keywords, a lot of really good powers. This uncommon Gorilla Grodd is kind of something special at the uncommon slot. That's booster number 1. Not bad. Booster number 2. What do we got here? All right. Seeing some familiar faces already here. We've got another Amazon of Banamigdal. We have another Cheetah. I mean, what do you expect for commons, right? We've got another uncommon Steve Trevor. We've got an uncommon Mary Shazam. Showed her off in the last brick. And then for our rare slot, we have this lovely lady wrapped in bubble wrap here. We have classic Wonder Woman villain, Giganta. So let's talk briefly about Giganta, whose last appearance, I believe, was in Superman and the Legion of Superheroes quite a few years back. Always nice to have a Giganta on the map. She has keywords including the Female Furies, Injustice League, Legion of Doom, Secret 6, so that synergizes with that chase that we pulled, Secret Society of Supervillains, Suicide Squad, and Scientist. Lots of S's in there. Giant Retaliation, Villains Unite. It's a power action that basically says if another friendly character has been, or if no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Giganta or damaged another friendly character since your last turn. Place Giganta such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. If she is part of a theme team, then this is a free action instead. Now there haven't been a lot of retaliators made lately, so Giganta being both a retaliator and one that has these villainous keywords is going to be very beneficial. In addition, she says at the beginning of your turn you may choose that Giganta has giant size. Until your next turn, if you do, she takes a maximum of 2 damage from attacks until your next turn. So, what's the deal here? Well, you can pay her at 100 points, and she has a very long dial, 9 clicks long, good amount of reducers, good solid damage and quake. You can also play her at a mere 30 points to get a lot of those benefits. Now, if you use her retaliation power, you can also choose to quake with it. So not only does it attack the character that you're, hitting by themselves, but also everything else around Giganta. In addition, if you make her giant size, you can also attack everything within 2 squares as well, because of the giant reach ability. I mean, that's a lot of utility for 30 points. Very good figure. One of the better rares in the set, in my personal opinion. So there is Giganta. Alright, next booster. Alright, our first super rare in the brick. Let's talk about what else we've opened. We've got another DMA agent. A Batman, which we've seen a couple times now. We've got a Huntress, another sidekick there. We have an uncommon Maxi Zeus, not the actual Zeus, but a guy simply pretending to be him. And our super rare that we opened up is Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. So let's briefly talk about Hal Jordan and what he does. Okay, Green Lantern, super rare, here we go. He says, Green Lantern of Sector 2814, free action. If no construct generated by Green Lantern was on your force's turn, generate a green construct. This power was also seen on a chip. Now you might be asking, well, we haven't opened one of those yet. Now we have. The Green Lantern comes with the construct, the Catcher's Mitt, which looks, just like a catcher's mitt, except you see it has a little dial on there too. It has its own powers and abilities, including 6 movement sidestep, 17 defense with adjacent friendly characters have energy shield deflection, so it can catch things thrown at it. There's special rules regarding the constructs. Most importantly, you have to immediately KO it if you're not within 6 squares of the character that generated it, so you can't move too far away, but there's also strategies around that as well. Green Lantern also has a stop click in the middle of his dial, and some great keywords to go along with it, including Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, Herald, and Soldier. A quick look at his dial shows that at his top dial at 75 points, he has a 19 defense with defend. So if you're going to plop him on the map, throw down the catcher's mitt right next to him. All of the people on your team have a 21 defense from range. That's really good. His next click is also that stop click with immensely powerful 12 attack, 3 damage, and then it goes on from there. It clocks in at 75 points or 50 points. He also has that Green Lantern team ability that allows him to carry up to 8 figures. Yeah, Hal Jordan's pretty great in the set. Really good pull. Really good start to our second brick there. So, fantastic. Let's go ahead and move on to our third booster. Okay. And we have got the common Wonder Woman, which we've seen once or so. We have another Huntress common. We have a Circe common. And then we've got the uncommon Harley Quinn that I will be talking about here in just a second. We saw her in the last brick, but didn't talk about her yet. In addition, we have also the rare Star Sapphire. So we'll talk about both of those here. Start with Harley Quinn, fan favorite. Kind of a surprise to see in this set, but also at the same time not really. So we've got Harley Quinn, who has the Amazon keyword, as well as Arkham Asylum, Gotham City Sirens, Gotham City Underworld, and Scientist. She has the Underworld team ability, which a couple other figures have had so far. But her very special trait is says, "Whoopsie, this getup is a little big on me." When Harley Quinn misses all targets of an attack, after resolution, give each target an action token. Basically saying, if you want to target people and miss, as I so often do, there's no real ill to gain from that because they still get an action token because of it. She comes in at either 50 points or a mere 25 points. Pair up her special ability with that Quake, and you could potentially give up to 8 characters action tokens in one turn for missing. That's crazy. Alright, so there's Harley Quinn. Let's talk briefly about Star Sapphire. Miss Carol Danvers here. She has the Injustice League Star Sapphire's Cosmic and Herald keywords. She also has a trait here that says, to kill Hal Jordan. She's an ally, by the way. Sideline active, unique modifier. Friendly captains and sidekicks modify attack +1 when attacking one or more characters with the Green Lantern Corps keyword. Meaning, you do not actually have to play with Star Sapphire on your team. She can sit on the sideline off the map, and all of your captains and sidekicks gain that power. Additionally, she says leader of the Zamarons. Leadership, unique modifier. When Star Sapphire uses it and succeeds, friendly characters modify defense by +1 until your next turn. Now, she's not the only Star Sapphire character in the set. There's a Chase Wonder Woman that also has the Star Sapphire keyword. She comes in at 60 points or 25 points, gaining that leadership power only at her 60-point dial. But she also is a pretty good attacker there too, with 11 attack and penetrating psychic blast at 6 range. Not a bad rare. Not bad at all. So, pretty good booster there. Let's go ahead and open our next one. Okay, so in this booster, we've got another Amazon Warrior generic. Can't have too many of those. We've got a Donna Troy uncommon that we talked about in the last booster. We have a Sergeant Steel. Spoke about him also not that long ago. Our rare in the booster is Silver Swan, which we just saw. And another uncommon that we have not seen yet is the Amazon Artemis. Now, it hasn't been that long since we last saw an Artemis figure. They made one with the Rebirth set that was part of the Dark Trinity. However, this one synergizes a lot more with the Amazons in the set. In fact, she is a captain. Her keywords are Amazon and Warrior. Her very special captain ability that says friendly sidekicks can use probability control, but only when they're targeted with a close attack. And that goes right alongside Antiope, who we saw earlier, who kind of says the same thing except with range attacks. So if you go ahead and play Antiope along with Artemis, all of your friendly sidekicks can use probability control when they're targeted with a close or ranged attack. Very, very cool. And also, to be the opposite of Antiope, Artemis is a close attacker as opposed to an archer. She's filled with powers like Charge, Blades, Exploit Weakness, and can come in at 60 points or a mere 40 points to make army building that much easier. Fantastic. Alright, so that's Artemis. We're just flying through this booster. It's kind of been nice not having to talk about all the commons. So here we go. Next booster. Okay, so in this booster we have another DMA agent. Seen a few of those. Another Huntress common. We have another uncommon Nemesis. And then another rare Miss Martian. Nice for those Teen Titans folks. But we're going to talk very briefly about an uncommon we pulled earlier but did not speak about, which is Nubia, one of Wonder Woman's sisters. In addition, she's currently Wonder Woman in the comics. So Nubia, also a captain, has the Amazon ruler and warrior keywords, and has free. Choose a friendly sidekick. That character can use blades, claws, fangs this turn. Basically giving the ability for one of your Amazon warriors or someone similar who has the ally or sidekick tag to do big damage that turn if you think they can. She has 60-point starting line and a 40-point starting line. She also has, what I think is very important, leadership on that first click on that starting line. She can also heal back up to that from her steel energy there. Very good 40-point figure. Nubia is pretty great. And we are just flying along here. Let's go ahead and go with our next booster. Okay. Alright, so we have our second super rare that we've opened here. We'll get to that here in a second. We have another common Amazon warrior. Let's move these guys out of the way here real quick. Amazon warrior, common Etta Candy. We have a common Superman. I'll talk briefly about him here in a second. We have an uncommon Antiope. Spoke about her and Artemis. And our super rare for this booster is our titular character, Wonder Woman. And she comes with a piece of equipment. She comes with the bracelets. You know, her very famous bracelets that deflect bullets. But before we talk about Wonder Woman, I want to go ahead and briefly talk about Superman. Superman! This version of Superman has the Amazon keyword, as well as Justice League, Kryptonian, Metropolis, Trinity, and Reporter. He is also a captain, as far as his role goes, and he says free. Choose a friendly sidekick. That character can use invulnerability until your next turn. So you have the ability for your sidekicks to gain a lot of damage-soaking potential, which is fantastic. In addition, he has impervious super senses and protected outwit on his defense power. And the super senses here is very important because it pairs up with the Wonder Woman team ability. And you'll see that his dial is beastly. This Superman comes in at 275 points or 125 points and is an all-out brawler. If you choose to play the Superman at 275 points, he comes into the game with a 13 attack and 6 damage thanks to that close combat expert. He also has a 19 defense with impervious and the super senses that succeeds on a 3 through 6. This Superman is crazy. Absolutely insane. Love this figure. Okay, now we're going to talk about our wonderful super rare that we pulled, which is the title character of our set, Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira. She's a title character, which we'll go into here in just a second. And she also has that same trait that says that she can begin the game with a piece of Wonder Woman equipment attached if she starts the game with the Sword of Athena, which we have not seen yet. All of her hits deal penetrating damage. So a title character. If you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, title characters are basically HeroClix's answer to Planeswalkers. They start with things called plot points, and you can gain and lose plot points based upon various actions that they perform. Now, I'm not going to go into all the craziness that she does, but she can actually generate Amazon warriors on click 1 using one of her plot abilities. So gaining figures on the map is crazy. But to make things even crazier is her ultimate here, which takes 5 plot points to use and basically says free. Turn Wonder Woman to click number 11. This game, she has Cosmic Energy team ability, which basically says none of her powers can be countered. And it also says Safeguard Pulse Wave and can't be damaged, which is a first for HeroClix. At the beginning of your turn, if there are no other friendly characters with the Amazon keyword, you lose the game. So, if she's out there on the map and she has a lot of other friendly Amazons with her, you can turn her to click number 11, where she turns basically into a god. She's got 12 movement charge, 12 attack, 18 defense super senses, and 4 damage exploit weakness. And she can't be damaged from that. That is crazy. What a good super rare to open. Now it also says that she begins the game with a piece of Wonder Woman equipment. And in this booster, we opened up the Wonder Woman bracelets, which say this character has the Wonder Woman team ability. If this character already has the Wonder Woman team ability on their base, the super senses they have gains protected outwit, which is pretty nuts because all of these Wonder Woman and a number of other characters in this set have the Wonder Woman team ability set on them. In addition, you can give this to someone who could gain from having the Wonder Woman team ability. I'm looking at you, any number of different Spider-Mans out there that would benefit tremendously from that. And yeah, that's the Wonder Woman bracelets. Cost 10 points. Came with the super rare. So we're doing exceptionally well here with this. So we've got our Green Lantern and our Wonder Woman there, as well as our bracelets. And that moves us to the next booster. What do we got here? Okay. So we have got a Gorilla Knight generic. Always good to have more of those. We've got another Batman common. We've got a Artemis uncommon. We have an Apollo. And while we haven't spoken about him, he's kind of just a point-and-click god who can shoot things really, really well. And our rare for this booster is Dr. Psycho. Classic Wonder Woman villain, made very, very popular thanks to the DC Universe Harley Quinn animated series. And we will talk about him right now. So, Dr. Psycho has the Legion of Doom keyword, Secret Society of Supervillains, and Scientist. Long-term psychological damage, haha. Mind control. When Dr. Psycho uses it after resolutions, give each hit character an action token, which can be pretty brutal. In addition, he has a stop click that gains him energy shield, deflection, and super senses. Something also to note is that he can target through elevated terrain, hindering terrain, and other characters. So you can't really hide from Dr. Psycho. He's going to find you. He's going to mind control you. And that's what it is. His stop click comes in his last click there. But he begins with a 10 attack TK, telekinesis, and leadership. And all of that plus his mind control for a mere 45 points. Very, very good rare. I know this character kind of tore some things up and sealed. Also worth noting is that he has 7 range with 3 targets, meaning he can mind control 3 characters at a time. Really, really crazy good. What a good figure. I think we're doing really well with this box opening. But we still haven't seen our chase yet, so I'm wondering where that might be. Next booster. Oh, this one's heavy. Usually means we have... Yep, we've got another Minotaur in here. We've got another uncommon Ferdinand. Big there. Ooh, we have a super rare in here. We've got a German soldier generic. We've got another Etta Candy. Another Cheetah. And our super rare, which I'm very excited for, and a number of other people are as well, is the Flash. So I'll quickly show that off right there. There's the Flash. He's looking pretty cool, but it's not what he looks like, it's what he does. So the Flash, right here. It's got a ton of keywords, including Central City Justice League, Justice Society, Teen Titans, Young Justice, Future, Past, Police, Scientist, and Speedster. You know, it's a lot of, he could be a lot of places at once, you know. And that's kind of the theme of this figure. Team Flash. During forced construction, you may add an additional Flash at 20 points if you also have a Flash starting at 30 points. If you do at the beginning of the game, you must choose a distinct starting line for each one, and they all have a 30-point value for effects this game, including scoring. Now what that means is you may notice on the back of his card he has 1, 2, 3 very distinct starting lines. The first one that you play is 30 points, and each one you pay 20 points after. So all said and done, if you have 3 Flashes on your team, it costs 70 points. Now, on one of his clicks, he has his movement power that says, can move through characters. Charge! Once per turn, when the Flash uses it after resolutions, he may use charge as free, which is pretty crazy. He has an attack power on there that says telekinesis. When the Flash uses it to place a friendly character after resolutions, you may place that character within 2 squares in line of fire of their current square. That includes things that the Flash cannot see, which is very useful for getting characters out of sticky situations. He has a damage power. It says infrared goggles can help me find the bad guys. Enhancement outwit. Free action can target through just about anything. Choose an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire. This turn, lines of fire drawn to that character cannot be hindered. So he can basically see people in stealth. He can see people behind walls. Well, maybe not behind walls, but perhaps on a different elevation. And him being able to see then makes it so all of your other characters can as well. So, he has each of those powers on distinct starting lines, and each of those characters only has 2 clicks of life. But he has the wildcard team ability, so if you pair that with someone like this set's Batman for Justice League or a Wonder Woman, he can gain the Wonder Woman team ability, which gives him super senses. I mean, this figure is just solid. It's going to be really fun to play. This character is great. One of the more sought-after super rares in this set. Definitely one of the better pulls, which tells me that our last booster pack is going to have our Chase figure in it. I'm excited for this. Who knows? Could be something great. I mean, I couldn't tell you, but we've already really won between the super rare prime here and this Chase, the Flash. I mean, we've done so well already. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have an uncommon Gorilla Grodd. We talked about him earlier. There he is. We have the common 1970s Diana Prince. We have a common Allied Soldier chilling here in the back. We have a new rare that we haven't seen before. And we do have our Chase. But I'm going to wait on that for just a second so we can talk about our rare that we opened, because he comes with a piece of equipment as well. This is a figure that has never been made before. Classic villain, the Angler. You know, DC's known for some wacky villains from time to time. This is definitely one of them. The Angler. Secret Society of Supervillains is his only keyword. And taken from Apocalypse, Angleman begins the game with the Angler attached. I'll talk about that here in just a second. And he says, I see all angles. Probability control. Once per turn, Angleman may re-roll any 3 for attacks or breakaway rolls, which is pretty cool. 3s are very common on D6, at least for me anyway. But the Angler gives him phasing teleport with a speed value of 10. For free, if this character is adjacent to an object, a printed wall, or a square of printed blocking terrain, place them in another square within 6 squares in line of fire that is adjacent to an object, a printed wall, or a printed square of blocking terrain. Basically, he can move around. He's got mobility like crazy, and if you pair that with his probability control, not only for attacks or in breakaways with a 3, but also his built-in probability control, he's pretty good for 45 points. You're not going to have an attacker here, but he's 45 points for all that utility. Not bad. Not bad at all. Also, he's got 6 range with 3 targets. Pretty cool. Not bad for an unclicked figure. But I am most excited about is the chase that we pulled. Easily one of the more sought after ones, I think, in the last few sets, honestly. Not only because of the sculpt, but because of who it is. We have, ladies and gentlemen, King Shazam. Another member of the Secret Six 2. I mean, this sculpt is just ridiculously gorgeous. You have to see this in person to kind of figure out how grandiose and amazing this is. So let's talk about King Shazam, the last figure we've opened today. He has that Secret Six trait that the Commissioner also has, that basically gives him Outwit and the ability to do extra damage to people he shares a keyword with. In addition, if he has 6 members of the Secret Six with him, he has opposing characters cannot use Protected Outwitters or Safeguard Outwit. Holy moly, Superman, I didn't mean it! When King Shazam is not on click number 11 and would be dealt damage, you may instead move him to click number 11, where he turns into Billy, the little kid. And on that click, he has a power that says Shazam! When the first time this click is revealed, King Shazam has immune until your next turn, meaning he can't take damage and can't be moved or anything else. Power, make a close attack targeting all adjacent opposing characters. Hit characters are dealt 3 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. After resolution, return King Shazam back to his last noted click. So you can turn him back into Shazam. He comes in at either 150 points or 50 points, and yeah, pretty nuts there. His 50-point starting line in particular, he's got some crazy stats. 11 movement charge, 11 attack, blades, claws, fangs, 18 defense, invincible, and invulnerable, and 3 damage, exploit weakness, and then probability control after that. But at any time, you can also still move him to that Billy Batson click with that 5 movement, is that plasticity? Yeah. And 12 attack with that Shazam, calling down the lightning bolt. He also has the Injustice League and Mystics team abilities. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a pair of bricks we have here. Man, I don't think this could have been any better, honestly. Jeez. We have almost every single common, uncommon, and rare figure in the set. And, yeah. So all of these figures are going to be available at Petrie's Family Games. In addition to that, some of the legacy cards that we talked about earlier, these things come with the bricks. I'm going to open one up here for you now. We use legacy cards here that are open from the store as prize support for our events here. So if you come to an event, you place really well, or you just happen to be in the right spot at the right time, you can win one of these legacy cards. And the one that we opened is for a pretty old figure. It's the Wonder Woman from DC 75th Anniversary. What these cards do is they allowed these old figures, sometimes even before they had cards, to be played as figures in the modern game. Either this means giving them power adjustments or point adjustments. I believe this figure actually has both of those. But for example, they gave this DC 75th Wonder Woman the ability to begin the game with a Wonder Woman piece of equipment attached. Those things didn't exist back in that set. In addition, the charge power here was rewritten. So it says charge but do not have speed. When Wonder Woman uses it after resolutions, knock back each adjacent opposing character 2 squares. And they also adjusted her points, I think, down from 100 down to 75. I could be wrong there. But if you just happen to have this Wonder Woman sitting around and you've been playing the game for years or been a collector for years, these legacy cards allow you to re-add those figures to the current game. That being said, that actually does it for our unboxing. But that's not it. Here at Petries, we actually do have other products. So if you're brand new to the game and want to get started and feel like opening booster packs is a lot, they released with this game a wonderful standalone board game called the Wonder Woman Miniatures game. It includes 10 figures that share sculpts with other figures that are found in the booster packs, but they have different dials. It includes map tiles, a nice rule book to get you started. In addition, it has the Powers and Abilities card, a set of dice, object tokens, as well as campaign rules, which are not normally used during player versus player, but this way you can play the game standalone if you just want to do this and you're just getting started. This is a fantastic way to begin your HeroClix journey, or if you just like Wonder Woman and want to have some cool looking figures. This thing retails for $39.99. It's a crazy good deal. You get 10 figures, all kinds of goodness there. In addition, we have these Wonder Woman dice and token sets. Tokens are used to mark your character once they've taken actions during the game. And we've got a couple of these left here at the store. They're all themed after characters that are in the set. So very cool there. And as one last reminder, we do play here at Petries every second and fourth Saturday of the month. We try to be as casual as possible and welcome people of all ages, all skill levels. If you've never played the game before, we'd love to teach you how. You might get some freebies just for coming in. But yeah, that does it for our unboxing today. Still can't believe we walked away with this crazy King Shazam. Look at this guy. He's nuts. And these will all be available for sale here at the singles counter at Petries Family Games. And thank you very much again, and we will see you guys next time.